Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree, and this is going to be a trip down memory lane for some people, and a what in the fuck are you talking about for other people. We're talking about home theater memories. Now, when I say home theater, I don't mean the 62-inch, 4K, 1080, whatever P fucking flat screen LCD OLED TV you have in your living room. That's what home theater means today. I'm talking about a fucking 5.1 surround sound Dolby Digital Sony receiver using coax plugged in through digital coax cables into the back of your VHS VCR player to get the home theater experience, surround sound in your living room. That was home theater for like 40 years. So, television technology was slow to progress. Very fucking slow. But home audio technology progressed very fucking rapidly. So in the late 70s and early 80s, television companies, electronics manufacturers, Hollywood studios, and everybody all came together to create this new experience called home theater. Some of the earliest attempts of this was home box office, known as HBO, where you were getting movies that just left the theater on your cable box, which was a new thing, uncut and commercial free, which was a new concept. And you also had, for the first time ever, home video. So you had laser discs, and then a little bit later than that, you had Betamax and VHS, and both of those had movies released to them by movie studios. And then so you could take them, you could get a movie from the video store, bring it home, put it in your machine, and watch, theatrical movies at home. This was home theater, the home theater experience. However, Laserdisc included, all of the home video formats of the time were nowhere near picture quality comparable to the actual movie theater. Because the picture quality experience was not going to capture the experience of going to the movie theater, you had to go the audio route. Now, Laserdiscs did include, a lot of times, 5.1 surround sound Dolby digital audio. Sometimes it was lossless digital audio, sometimes it wasn't, but they had digital audio on Laserdiscs. It's not all, but some. So if you had a Laserdisc player in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, and you had a good 5.1 surround sound receiver hooked up to your Laserdisc player, hooked up to your television, you could get an authentic movie theater audio experience. But before we got to that, we had the introduction of stereo, which again came into television just barely into the 80s. Stereo's not as new as you think. It's weird because they weren't really making advancements that much on the television front. Like I said, they were very slow to make improvements to television because people were fine with what we had. We didn't give a shit. We just wanted to see the pictures on the box. We didn't care what it was, how good it looked. It was just the fact that the magic box was telling us stories every night was all we cared about. So, stereo started first. Now, Betamax and VHS did support stereo, not by default, but by the time they became standard, especially VHS. Now, neither Betamax nor VHS ever supported surround sound. They didn't have the capability. They didn't have the technological capability to support surround sound. So what they did was, a lot of times it was joint stereo, or there would be other tricks, things like that. They used hi-fi was another one that they marketed, hi-fi stereo, which was short for high fidelity, which was just another word for digital noise reduction, to keep the static out of the signal, so that you had a clearer noise, so you had a clearer signal, so it didn't sound as hollow. Um, but really, if you wanted the home theater experience, initially you had to go with Laserdisc, but then DVD caught up. Now, DVD was at the time, a really good home theater experience because picture quality wise, it was broadcast quality capable. You know, it had the higher resolution, it had the higher bit rate, you know, the higher data rate, and it had the widescreen capability, and it had Dolby surround sound capability. So if you had a 32-inch widescreen LCD TV in 1997 and a progressive scan widescreen capable DVD player and an anamorphic encoded DVD with Dolby Digital surround sound track on the DVD, I know that's a lot of ifs, you could get a relatively authentic home theater experience. Now, what we think of today as home theater really evolved into high definition televisions, and then the audio kind of fell by the wayside. We don't really buy big, expensive audio receivers anymore. We just buy these fucking surround sound kind of sort of speaker bars, sound bars, or whatever the fuck they're called. And that's pretty much what we have today. So I'm kind of sad. Picture quality has improved, but audio quality has taken a nosedive. So what the fuck, people?